Good afternoon, everybody. This is our AEW Dynamite review for the 4th of May 2022. This is the first time we're actually going live on YouTube, so no idea if it'll work, but we'll find out shortly. So I'm Jason. I've been joined again by Russell.
Hello.
And we're going to give you our takes on AEW Dynamite. Because we're live on YouTube, if you are watching, you can comment. And we will comment. We will answer your questions at the end if you've got any questions. So this will be kind of interactive. So okay, so let's kick off then. So the first match on the card was a Owen Hart Cup match, and we had Bobby Fish against Jeff Hardy. So for me, Hardy's kind of a top guy, I think, and I don't really know if he's been used right since he come in, really. Just been kind of like doing a bit of some random tag matches and things. But I think he's a really main event guy, really. So I think it's, because obviously he's not getting any younger. So I'd be using this guy a bit more, really, and pushing him into, some bigger matches. So that's the only thing I thought about with this, really. Bobby Fish looks really good, though. I like Bobby Fish, and his kicks look really legit, really good. So yeah, I like that a lot. So yeah, it was a very good match. Only thing I'm thinking of in this was that I'd be using Jeff Hardy a bit more, really, and giving him something meaningful to do, because I don't know how old he is, but obviously, he's only got limited time, hasn't he? And his, obviously skills, especially skills that people have got, do deteriorate over time. So that was the only thing. But the end bit I liked as well, where, because I was thinking to myself, Jeff Hardy's not doing much here, and then the Bucks came down. So this to me is really, really interesting. This is a kind of a big dream match that a lot of people have been asking for, really. Young Bucks against the Hardys. So hopefully this will be pay-per-view. I think it will be. I think it'll be a very good match. So I don't know where they're going to go with that, but yeah, I really like that. So yeah, so that's that's my thoughts, Russell.
Okay. I liked the match. I just put Jeff Hardy qualifies in close-knit qualifier. And as you say, it looks like we're going to get the Hardys versus the Young Bucks at some point. Don't know when that will happen. As you say, possibly the pay-per-view. A dream match for a lot of people. Not much more to say on that, really. I agree that they need to do more with Jeff. I don't think they've booked him particularly well since his debut. Nothing else to say on that, really.
Yeah, so then we went on to a little interview with William Regal, whatever his name is. Very good promo. Talks about scars and things. Just always comes across as really legit and really genuine guy. So yeah, everything that Regal does seems really genuine and really legit. And I think if you had more of these guys in any promotion, I think it adds legitimacy to the whole thing. So I think I like to see this guy and what he says, and I like to see people being real as well. I think it just makes a big difference. So yeah, I like this one really for myself.
Yeah. I literally just put down William Regal wants to toughen up his men. And he's definitely the right man for the job. He's got the experience, etc. So, not much more to add.
Yeah, so a little interview there, and then went on to a match. The Blackpool Illuminations Combat Club, which 2/3 of it I kind of like. Well, 1/3 I really like. The second third I kind of like a bit, and the last third I don't like at all. So again, one of these like exhibition matches again where they're trying to get the Blackpool Combat Club over a bit. I was thinking when I watched this match that it was like Butcher, Blade, and Angelico, and I think Angelico would be perfect for this stable, this Regal stable. One of the most legit kind of submission guys, very, very different skill set than everyone else in any promotion, really. I don't know why this guy wasn't considered for this role rather than this Wheeler Useless, who's just useless basically. So yeah, I just think Angelico is really good, and he kind of he's just very very. It's just his skill set is so different to everyone else, and he looks legit even though he's not like super big guy. He just his skill set makes him look legit. So I really like that. But then then we had like obviously Wheeler Useless, who reminds me, and I'm not a WWE guy. Obviously, I haven't watched it for about 20 years, but I do follow it. I do follow bits and bobs on the internet. Wheeler Useless reminds me of Roman Reigns when he started off in WWE. Everybody hated him, and he won over it all, and they kept pushing him down people's throats for some reason. Kind of reminds me of this, where I don't think the guy's over. I don't think he's got any particular redeeming qualities. I don't think he's got a good skill set or talent or anything, but they're pushing him for some reason. Obviously, he's a friend of a friend or something. I don't know why. But yeah, I don't get it really. So I think he's like Roman Reigns, but that's not a compliment. That's actually a negative, because that was when they were pushing him, and WWE tended to do this a lot. I think, even back in the day, if they wanted someone to get over, they'd keep pushing him, irrespective of the fans cheered or bothered or cared at all. And I think AEW is going down this road a bit now, and I don't think it's a good road to go down. So the other thing as well, which kind of picked up, because I didn't think the match was particularly interesting, really. Just one of these exhibition matches again to try and get these people over, which don't really get that. But the one about Wheeler Useless going to New Japan in the Super Junior Cup, that's embarrassing. If that's the best AEW can send to New Japan, I think that's really embarrassing. So yeah, don't get it at all. Again, obviously this guy is, whether he's got some dirt or some old pictures on Tony Khan, I don't know what it is, but I don't understand why they're pushing him. They've got a lot of good talent in AEW, and a lot of people who would fit very well in New Japan, but this guy not got it at all. So yeah, only other thing I noticed again, which happens every week, and I'm going to keep saying it because it annoys me, but the ref counted the pin when everyone was in the ring again. Didn't bother about everyone being in the ring. Didn't bother about keeping order or the rules at all. Just kind of counted the thing again. They don't seem to be bothered about rules no more. So, yeah. So, didn't think this match was anything special, really. Danielson's a star. Moxley, not bothered, really. Really useless. Couldn't care less. And I like Butcher and the Blade, though, really. I think they're a bit lost in the shuffle. And Angelico, a very good talent, but again, not getting any. He's not got the best, probably haven't got the right friends, I suppose. But so that was it, really, for me. A bit underwhelming.
Yeah, I agree with your assessment of Angelico. He's a good little wrestler. I personally thought this was the Blackpool Combat Club's most competitive match to date. And I wrote that in my notes. BCC survives toughest test to date, trios test to date, rather. So yeah, not much more to say on top of what you've already said, really. You know my thoughts on Wheeler Yuta. I completely agree. John Moxley, I like John Moxley. I've always been a fan of his, even when he was in WWE as Dean Ambrose. And Bryan Danielson, for me, one of the best technical wrestlers in the world. But I'm still not sure about this whole Blackpool Combat Club thing. I don't think it's working. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. I think they've got the wrong people in it. Yeah. That's what I think. I think I like the idea of it. I think it's I like Regal coming in. I don't know. I don't think they need a manager, but I like Regal being involved in some way. I just don't think they've got the right people. Danielson, yes. Moxley, not sure 100%. Wheeler useless. Just devalues the whole thing. Makes it look ridiculous, I think. There's tons more talent. So much more legit people you could have put into this club. That's what I think. I think it's a good idea, but I just think they've got the wrong people. So yeah, that's what I think. So
who would you have in the group then, in the stable?
Well, even like I say, even someone like Angelico, really, with his submission skills, really stands out. Somebody like Pac, for example, somebody who's got some sort of kind of oomph behind him, really. There's a lot of good talent. I mean, you wouldn't want to put someone who's a star in it because obviously they're trying to build someone up. But if I wanted to sort of give someone a bit of a push, I mean, I would have picked Josh Woods out of Ring of Honor and brought him in. I think he would be perfect for this thing. Looks completely fits in perfectly. I think obviously you won't want a big star because I think it don't make there's no point to it. You need to bring someone up really. But I just think out of all the people who could have chosen, this guy is like one of the worst choices. I think. I don't know what would you have you got any thoughts on who you'd put in there instead?
Not really, no. No, I can't think.
Yeah, I mean, there's loads of talent anyway, but it's got to be someone who's got that kind of edge to him as well, and some young guy who you're wanting to basically. I understand that they're trying to get someone over, but this guy's never going to be a star, so they're wasting the time, and it just makes everyone involved look really shit, I think. So anyway, there we go. Next up, we had like a little interview thing. Jungle Boy, Luchasaurus, Starks, and Hobbs. Not much to say about this, really. I'm kind of looking forward to it a little bit not as a main event, but as a decent match, I suppose. Jungle Boy didn't have any personality at all, and he didn't even get in there. There were one occasion over the last few weeks where I found him moderately interesting because someone gave him a good line to say, but the guy's got no personality at all. I mean, this must be. I wonder if this is like the new generation of kids. I just think maybe young kids like it, but I don't know where his personality is. I mean, is it like that in real life? Is he just a guy who doesn't have any expression or personality in real life? I don't know because he's not like a super poor wrestler. It can go when he gets in the ring if he's in with the right person, but personality wise, it's just zero really. So I don't know what you do with that really. I don't know if you can send him to sort of personality school or something. I don't know. No. What do you think, Russell?
Yeah, I just put Jungle Boy wants a shot at Starks' FTW title. Have they said yet when the match is going to take place? Or
not sure. No, not sure. Soon, I would imagine. When they're pushing it, so I'd imagine it's coming up soon. I would say.
Yeah. I think the whole thing is pointless. I mean, the FTW title is meaningless. What's it there for? What purpose does it serve? It's not even recognised as a proper championship. So why even bother defending it? I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't mind the title. If I'm honest, because it's a bit different. But I don't know. I'm just wondering about Jungle Boy really, because he's meant to be one of the pillars, and if he was a pillar holding my house up, my house would be falling down. So, anyway, another interview coming up after that. Keith Lee, Swerve interview. I don't mind these guys again, really. Yeah, sort of. Yeah, it's one of these. It's just all I could think about was okay. I don't know where it's going or really. I would have thought Keith Lee when he came in, a big star, made a bit of a singles push. I'll tell you what, the other thing that surprised me, Russell, is, and this is just a bit of a kind of comment about AEW in general. Swerve Strickland was basically appeared on MLW the other week.
Okay.
Fight for a title.
Oh.
Bit strange, isn't it? So I understand that like Tony Khan lets them basically do what they want, but I'm not sure if he's going to sign a guy, give him a bit of a push, and then let him go to wherever he wants to go and wrestle. I don't really understand why that would be. So, yeah, just find it strange. But it's not the only one. Moxley did it. even before he came back to AEW, he was going fighting on these like one of these crazy promotions. I don't know. I just think if you're signing someone to a contract, especially a big star, I don't know why you want him messing about on indies, really. Not least of which you might get injured. So that was just what I thought, really.
Yeah. I mean, I recently got done watching Ring of Honor's Supercard of Honor. Obviously, a bit behind because that show took place back in April, but I thought it was interesting that Swerve Strickland was booked in the first match on that show as well. Yeah, not much more to say about this particular segment. I put Lee and Strickland aren't finished with Team Taz. Obviously going to get a tag rematch at some stage between the four of them. I say give it some sort of stipulation and then draw a line under it, move on, give these guys something else to do. That's what I would do, personally.
Yeah. I don't know what you think, but I mean, obviously Ring of Honor's still got to come back, hasn't it? But I think maybe you need to keep a few of these guys on different shows as well.
Yeah.
Because, there's a lot of people knocking around, don't seem to be doing that much. I know Rampage is on like 1 hour, but obviously Ring of Honor is going to be launched again soon. So I think you need to start maybe a brand split, maybe, because I just think it just looks all a bit messy, really. People coming and going different shows. So maybe have some people that are kind of Rampage people, and obviously Dynamite's supposed to be like your big show, and then obviously all the guys that are coming up or you want to develop Ring of Honor. So maybe that will happen when Ring of Honor starts up again, but I don't know. It just all seems a bit messy at the moment, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So next up, we had a match. Wardlow's next match. Wardlow's been the big thing going on for the last few weeks, really, against mystery opponent, which kind of everyone already knew that it was William Morrissey, really.
Yeah.
It kind of was already, everyone knew that was going to be the mystery opponent. So, not sure if that's good or not, but, that's fine. But Morrissey looked actually in really good shape. He's not looked in the best of shape sometimes, but looks in really good shape now for a change. So obviously now he's in AEW, he probably won't think that he's got to keep in shape. So we'll have to see how that develops if he's staying. But I just think this is very, very bizarre, strange booking again. Unless it's a one-off, unless he's just coming in for a one-off match, but you've just got a big guy in who's like, I don't know, not far off 7 foot tall, quite imposing guy. Looks in best shape I've seen him for a while. Facials don't look that good. Looks about 50-year-old in the face. But by the by, why bring in somebody who could be a decent star for you, and just job him out in his first match? Again, just find it very, very strange. I don't know if I don't really know what they're doing. People who are booking this show. I mean, if he's just coming in for one match, then I can understand it. Yeah, just job him out. Job's a good one. But if he's going to be signed, you've just basically jobbed the guy out on his first match when you could have had a little bit could have given him a run or something. I find that really weird as well. Yeah, and I just think so. That was what I don't know if the guy signed or whatever. Maybe he hadn't, but I just think it just seems really strange way to work, because you don't need to be giving Wardlow these names to get him over, because he's over already. Like it not as bad as last week where we just basically destroyed Lance Archer's career. It wasn't that bad, but it didn't make sense either. But at least if this guy's going to come in for a few matches, build him up a bit, have him at a big match with someone, and then get him losing. But losing in your debut match, to me, is not the right way to do it. So that's what I think.
Give me 2 seconds. I'm just going to open the window because it's a bit hot in here. 2 seconds. Sorry, I get a bit of a headache. So Wardlow versus W Morrissey. W Morrissey gets brought in as Wardlow's opponent to the surprise of absolutely no one, because obviously the minute MJF said, "And you can't teach that," it was obvious who they're going to bring in. I think it's just a one-off appearance. I hope so anyway, because W Morrissey doesn't really do anything for me. He's just a bland big man, in my opinion. I watch Impact, as you know, and I don't even think much of him in that promotion. He's never really done anything of note, other than have a crappy little feud with Matt Cardona and Brian Myers, which now feels as though it's been going on forever. Obviously they're still trying to push Wardlow and get him over, but I'm not convinced, as you say, this is the right way of going about it. Wardlow's finally going to get his hands on MJF soon, probably at the pay-per-view. But in my opinion, they've dragged it out so long that by the time we get there, I don't think anyone's going to care anymore. That's my take.
Yeah. I don't mind this storyline, actually, but I just think that I don't know why you've been... if the Morrissey guy's not staying, I don't mind that, really, but the Lance Archer thing just shocked me, really.
Yeah.
That's what I didn't like, really. So I think this will be a good match of pay-per-view, and I think it could be one of the most anticipated matches, so we'll have to see what happens there. But anyway, there we go. So next up, just a little interview again. Britt Baker, Jamie Hayter, Tony Storm, and Ruby Soho. Not much to say about this, like last time. I think they all look like stars, really. All are quite interesting. So, these are people that do look interesting. I've got some talent. So, these kind of 4 people seem to be sort of stuck in a little bit of a tag feud, where these are the 4, probably 4 of the most talented women in the promotion.
Yeah.
So hopefully something's going to happen at pay-per-view to showcase these people. So I just think you've got all your best talent stuck in a little tag feud, really. Seems a bit strange, but yeah. But I like them all, so be interested to see who actually is elevated out of these. Whether it's, I think Britt Baker's had a run. I think it's time for her to sort of sit back a bit. I personally, I like Jamie Hayter. I think you could do something with her, break her off from Britt Baker maybe. And I like Tony Storm. I'd like to see a bit more Tony Storm as well. So, I'm interested to see what they do with these 4 people, because, I think really you've got Jade, just, okay, still needs to work. Thunder Rosa and Serena Deeb, I'm looking forward to that. But really, then these are your 4 big stars, I think, then, or potential big stars. So that's what I think.
Yeah, I believe the tag match was booked for Rampage last week. I'm not sure, because I haven't actually seen that show yet. But yeah, agree. They're 4 of the best female wrestlers in the company. Jamie Hayter in particular is strong and has a good look. They've always thought a lot of Britt Baker. When I get around to watching Rampage, be interested to see how the match panned out. All I wrote in my notes for this bit was Soho and Storm can't wait for Rampage. The match between these 4 has been brewing for a while. And then obviously we've got the women's Owen Hart tournament. Jamie Hayter versus Tony Storm, and presumably Ruby Soho versus Britt Baker. I could potentially see Tony Storm making it all the way to the final. Not sure who her opponent would be, but yeah, that's the way I see that one going.
Yeah, it's a good point, actually. It's a good point, Russell, because they're all in Owen Hart, aren't they? So I would imagine that the final for that is going to be at pay-per-view, I would imagine.
Yeah.
So obviously there'll be probably two of these could be involved in that, couldn't they? I suppose.
Who? Sorry.
Two of these four people could be involved in that, couldn't they? The final.
Yeah.
So that's interesting, isn't it? So then we had another interview with the alleged, I say alleged world champion because I don't think he really is, but he thinks he is. But yeah, first of all he had coming down was light clapping. Not the sort of response you'd want to get from your world champion, actually.
No,
just find this guy pathetic. I don't think he's got. I think the more the more you see someone, the more you expect him to get over or like him. But this is the opposite. Every time I see him, I'm liking him less. I'm finding him less interesting. Just think he's extremely underwhelming as a champion. Even to the point of, I'm not sure who Impact champion is now. Who's the Impact champion right now? Russell.
Josh Alexander.
Yeah, not a big fan of him either. But I mean, I'd put the MLW World Champion over Adam Page. Potentially, I don't even like Josh Alexander really, but potentially he's maybe a little bit on par with Adam Page. I just think, from a champion point of view, and I don't know the current New Japan champion is, but obviously he'll definitely be better than Adam Page. So yeah, it's just really underwhelming. I don't know if he's trying to be a heel as well, because he kind of like came across a bit heelish in his promo about CM Punk. Don't think he's going to make a good heel either. Way too pathetic to be a heel as well. So, and I just thought, well, he's doing this promo that he's going to hurt Punk. Why? Why does he want to do that? What's the storyline around that? He's supposed to be a face. That don't make sense either. Don't understand this. Just thought this was an incredibly boring promo. Incredibly boring guy. Not a star, not a champion. It's going down in my rankings like a lot. From being like, quite, I've never been a massive fan of his, but I've always thought, he might turn out to be something. I don't think he will. Mid card at best. Get the title off this guy ASAP. Sooner Punk has the title, the better for AEW. Just this guy is just nothing. Not a fan at all, Russell.
No, I agree with you 100% on everything you just said, really. I wrote down Hangman Page vows to destroy CM Punk. I hope it goes the other way. As you say, let's get the title on Punk. Let's get it on someone decent, legit, over, that people actually care about. And as you say, it felt almost like Adam Page was playing a heel role in this particular segment. So I'm guessing that's the route they're going to go down for the pay-per-view. Punk will be booked as the big face. Page playing the heel role, and with any luck, Punk will get the win and take the belt. As you say, Page's title run has been extremely underwhelming. He's not the right guy for the job, especially at the moment, because for me, the world champion needs to be the most talented guy available that you have on the roster, and Adam Page is just not that guy. So yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I think Punk will win. I think if he doesn't win, I think somebody needs psychological help at AEW if they keep it on Page, because but I can't see any other result than Punk winning really. But you never know in this game, do you? I suppose anything can happen. But anyway, next up, this was a step up on interview. But then again, when you're right at the bottom, there's only one way up, isn't there, really? So Jay Lethal, Satnam Singh, and the other guy, can't remember his name, from Impact Wrestling, don't remember his name, but
Sanjay Dutt.
That's the one. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Lethal's very charismatic. I like him a lot. I didn't know the guy they were talking about was some guy from Japan called Takeshita or something. I don't know how to pronounce it. You could make a bit of fun out of that name if you really wanted. But don't know who he is. But yeah, I thought interesting. I always like to see new people and stuff. And I'm not like a regular follower of New Japan, so I don't know everybody. But I like Lethal as a heel. He has actually got really good charisma. Other than like the world champion who really isn't getting over. I mean, it would be a bit of a stretch to put the title on Jay Lethal, but he would have done a better job, because at least he's charismatic and talented and everything really, and he looks like and he's got a reputation and everything. But I just like to see Lethal go back to doing the impressions again. I just think they're missing out on something there. This guy is super charismatic, and those impressions just were dynamite, literally. So that's the only thing I would say. I don't know what's happening with this Satnam Singh guy. Looks big and got a good look, but we'll have to wait and see on that. But yeah, it's interesting. So yeah, more interesting than obviously the World Championship picture at the moment. So there we are.
Yeah, I like Jay Lethal a lot. I actually got the chance to meet him before a TNA show in Coventry once. Really nice guy. And as I think I said before, I met several wrestlers that day, and even Earl Hebner as well. But Jay Lethal was the only one out of a group of like 9 or 10 famous wrestlers who took the time to speak to me like a normal human being. And without almost acting as if they didn't want to be there, kind of thing. So I really respected and appreciated that. So I'm a big fan of Jay Lethal. I don't know much about this latest Japanese signing that he wants to get in the ring with. So I'll just leave that one there. Agree with you on the impressions. They're missing a trick there. As far as Satnam Singh or whatever his name is, I'm just slightly concerned that he's going to turn out to be the next Great Khali. They'll get him in the ring and he'll do a few very basic big man moves, get guys in the corner and start chopping the hell out of him, and it'll be Great Khali all over again.
Yeah.
I hope I'm wrong. But yeah.
Well, yeah, we'll have to wait and see, won't we? It's interesting, isn't it, that? But yeah. So next up, a match again. The Santana versus Jericho. Didn't think this was anything special, really. Kind of feel like we've been doing this. I don't know how long we've been doing it, but it feels like we've been doing it a while now. Just kept the feud boiling. I didn't think it was anything special, really. It just seems like we've been doing it for a while. I don't know if we have, but that's what it feels like to me. So I don't know, really. But I mean, I suppose okay TV match.
Is this Jericho versus Santana? Yeah. Yeah, I agree. It wasn't a particularly great match, really. Jericho won to the surprise of nobody, really, with the Judas effect. I think that's what he calls it, the spinning back fist, whatever it is he does. Yeah, not much to say about this, really. Because there literally wasn't much to say about it. It was a quite boring match, really. Nothing major really happened. So yeah.
And then after that, we had another interview with the Gun Club and the Acclaimed, where the Gun Club bought a pair of scissors. I don't understand what the significance of this is, but maybe I'm missing out. I don't know. I don't really look at Twitter that often, so maybe I'm missing out on what this means. I don't really know. But I'm guessing they're aligned in some way, I suppose, by this. But I don't know. But I mean, I'm just thinking to myself when watching this, are the Acclaimed going to turn face? That's what I was thinking. So I don't know if I'm. That's what I was kind of getting. I was thinking, oh, maybe, that might be an interesting idea. So I don't know. What do you think, Russell?
I'm going to have to shut the window again because there's somebody outside making a lot of whirring noise. Hold on. Sorry about this. I just wrote down the Gun Club and the Acclaimed are on the same page, or at least seem to be. But where do we go from here? Are we going to get like a 5-man stable of some description, or what? I'm not sure.
Don't know.
No.
But yeah, I just felt like they might be doing a face turn or something, but I don't know. I'll have to wait and see. Another interview coming up after that, the Varsity Blondes interview. I think the Varsity Blondes look really good. I like the look of them. They've got a good look. The jackets are super cool. I like the jackets. The Varsity jackets are really good. I like Pillman as a future star again. He would be a Combat Club guy for me. If I could, he'd be one of the people maybe I'd consider for that. They got a beat down from the House of Black as well. The Julia Hart angle is still going on after don't know how long. It's a long time. Again, House of Black's involved, so it's obviously booking that don't make sense again. Not sure why still feuding with the Bonds. Not sure why Julia Hart still got the eye patch on, or not sure about anything really. But the only thing for sure is that when Malachi Black's involved, the booking's very, very strange. That's the only thing for sure. So I don't know where this is going really. Surely you've got something better for the House of Black to do. I don't know. Obviously they haven't. So they've obviously got too many guys that aren't ready for stardom to push, instead of pushing Malachi Black, who is a star already. So yeah, strange again. I like the Blondes. I like Pillman. I think Julia Hart could be interesting in if she had something happen with her. But I think this is another one that's been going on a while, and I don't know why, and I don't know where it's going. So yeah, there we go.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. I made a few notes on this particular segment. I put Varsity Blondes call out the House of Black. Julia Hart is conflicted. Death Triangle come out and make the save. I'm with you. I'm not sure exactly where they're going with this. I can foresee a Julia Hart heel turn. But then again, what does that do? Because no one really cares about her anyway, in my opinion. So, what's that going to achieve? It'd be interesting from a storyline standpoint. But, she's never really been one of the most prolific or talked about female talents in AEW, as far as I'm concerned. So I don't get it. But this whole particular storyline with these guys has been going on for quite a while, as you say. So we need to get somewhere with it and get some closure on this particular angle, and do something different with these guys because, as you say, what they're doing with Malachi Black is just ridiculous. He's a great talent, decent wrestler, and they're not booking him or pushing him in the correct way, in my opinion. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's very strange.
Yeah.
Maybe they're waiting for something big for him. I don't know, but yeah, I don't know. This is. I just think they've probably got a bit too many. They've got too many wrestlers. They're pushing the wrong people, so they haven't got any space for actually talented people to do anything. I think. They've got a TNT title, 2 like mid card guys, a world champion who's not a world champion. And they've got like a guy who's been the number one push in the company is just not a very good talent at all. And then they've got people like Malachi Black and Pac and Penta just knocking around, doing no. Strange. But anyway.
This is the thing. I subscribe to Wrestling Headlines on Facebook, so I get all the news coming through on my feed, sometimes to the point of annoyance because I get occasional pay-per-view results and things like that spoiled before I even had a chance to watch them. But no, the point I'm going to make was I read something on there the other day about how Tony Khan had said that there's not enough TV time to give everybody a slot and get everyone on TV. And I'm thinking, well, stop signing people up left, right, and centre then, and doing nothing or strange booking decisions with them. I don't understand. Go on.
I was going to say that's not true. I don't think, because they've got Dark Elevation, they've got Rampage, and they've got Dynamite. They've got 4 shows, so they have got enough shows. It's because they don't do out with Dark Elevation. There's random matches, but you could make them into a show. I mean, the people that haven't got any talent or not very interesting, Scorpio Sky and friends, Wheelie Useless, Dark Elevation or Dark probably, yeah. And then you've got your Rampage show, which could be you could have a good few heels there, like House of Black, for example. I don't know, for example, they could be on Rampage. Dynamite for your big stars and that. So I think they have got loads of TV time. I don't agree with that, because you've got your 2 YouTube shows which are over an hour long, each of them, probably an hour and a half on average. I don't know. So you have got plenty of time, but the problem is they can't be bothered to work out storylines for people. So I just think they can't. Either they haven't got any people to do it, or they can't be bothered to do it. But it's laziness, because like you say, you're signing someone like Malachi Black, allegedly. I don't know. I've read somewhere, I think he's on $2 million a year to be in a tag match. Strange. So don't understand it. Like Christian Cage, and probably wrestled how many in 6 months? Once, twice, maybe most. Don't get it. Yeah. I mean, you haven't got room on Dynamite. Put him on Elevation. Put him on Dark. Put him on Rampage if you want. But it's just, I don't agree with that, actually. That's just bullshit, because they've got so much time, but they've got 2 shows where they don't bother booking people. They're just I think someone just pulls names out of the hat for Dark and Elevation. There's no storylines on those shows. They could book Dark like Impact, and they could book Elevation like NXT if they wanted. Have your own storylines running through the shows. That's what I would do. Get people over and stuff. But I just think that I don't know whether it's the guy. I don't know whether it's Tony Khan ain't got time to do it, and if he hasn't got time, he needs to get people in who can do it for him. Get someone looking after Dark. Get someone looking after Elevation, and get someone managing Rampage as well. I think it'd be much more interesting then. And then you could actually, and if the storylines that got over on the shows, then they could then, bring them over to Dynamite if they needed to. So that's what I would look at, I think.
Yeah, to be fair, it was quite an odd statement for him to make, really. I forgot what I was going to say now. Yeah, I agree. That's it. For Tony Khan to come out and make a statement like that, I agree. It's a bit odd. I don't watch Dark Elevation anymore. Partly for that reason, because I've always found the booking of both shows to be a bit random, and also I just don't have the time anymore. So I'd rather stick to the main shows. So yeah, that's what I'm going to say. Really, I just thought you might be interested to.
No, it's a good point. It's a really good point. I think if they did do something with those shows, people would watch them. If there were storylines on those shows and there were people getting pushed on the shows, I think people would watch them. But they're just random. It's basically just they're trying to create content as quick as they can. Whereas
Yeah.
you might as well, all you need to do is hire one creative guy and say, here's your wrestlers on your show, make a show. You know, more people would watch it then. And bring more people to AEW, I think. So that I don't understand why you just do that. I understand they're trying to get a load of content so they can get a big streaming deal. But why don't you make the shows interesting as well at the same time? And these underutilized talent, which aren't doing anything, like the House of like Penta and stuff, they could be highlighting those shows. You know.
True.
So anyway, that's that. Anyway, next up we've got, this was the match of the night for me. Phoenix against Dante Martin, Owen Hart Cup. This was a lightweight dream match, I think. So yeah, definitely the best match on the show, but not even close. Actually, I don't think.
Easily.
Yeah, I was a bit, you know, I've never really been a big fan of Dante Martin as a person, but now he's getting on with wrestling instead of making stupid statements. I don't mind him, and I think, you know, both these guys might be two of the most talented lightweights in the world. You know, just a really solid match. I'd be tempted to bring in a lightweight title though, really, because I don't think, other than just have, you know, it's all right having a dream match now and again, which is nice, but, you know, it'd be nice to have a title as well. I mean, like MLW has a middleweight title, for example. You know, that wouldn't be a bad idea. So yeah, so nothing to say, just really like the match, really best match on the card.
Yeah, completely agree. The highlight of the show by a mile. I really enjoy high flying wrestling, so I like a good little match like this one. Having said that, there were a few botch spots during the match, but it was still easily the strongest thing on the show this week. So I put Ray Phoenix qualifies over Dante Martin in Aerial Masterpiece. Personally, I'd like to see a rematch at some point down the line. That's just my take on it. And yeah, as you say, perhaps introduce and implement a cruiserweight title. You've got both of these guys. You've got Dante's brother Darius. I think that's his name. Jungle Boy, Willie Useless. You know, they've got a lot of smaller guys that they could easily slot into a little what's the word? Sorry.
Like a lightweight title or something like that. Yeah.
Division. That's what I was looking for. Division, cruiserweight division. You know, and if anything, I think that would serve to strengthen their product somewhat, because you look at WWE, for example, they've done away with their cruiserweight title. 205 Live no longer exists, so AEW would have something and be able to present something that other rival companies like WWE aren't doing anymore.
Yeah.
So I think it would be a good move.
I 100% agree with you. And I like Impact has got the X division, you see, which is kind of a lighter, not always, but generally you get the lighter weight guys in there, and I think that sets Impact apart. Really, I'm not a big fan of Impact at the moment. I don't think they've got not a lot of good talent really, but I think the X division is very, very always exciting, and I think AEW, like, I agree, could do something with that, especially if you've got Japanese guys coming in and stuff. I think it could be dead exciting. So I think they're missing a trick there, you know, actually, because to me, having these matches between people like these two, you go, oh yeah, it's a great match, but it doesn't mean anything because there's no title involved. There's nothing. They're not pushing for a title. You know, they're not in line for a title. So bringing in like a lighter title, I think it's a no-brainer. So again, I'd be prioritizing this over the impending trios titles as well. If it was me, I think that's more important. But yeah, so let's see if they do anything along those lines though. And then we had another little interview with Serena Deeb and Thunder Rosa building their match. Serena Deeb had a shiner, which I noticed last week when she got hit, she had a massive lump on her cheek. So she'd obviously, legit got hit and something. Deeb looks really amazing. I just think she looks so legit and so amazing. And I don't think she'll win though. I don't think she will. I think they'll keep the title on Thunder Rosa, but I think it's a mistake. I think you've got a woman here who's literally a big star. I mean, I think, we talked about the other week about how many people are going to be really big stars. I think Serena Deeb could be, I really do. I think she's got it all. She's got the look. She's not like massive and muscular and strong, but she wrestles in a very aggressive style, and she's very, very legit. She's got a lot of skills. I hope that Serena Deeb wins this match. I don't think she will, but I'd like to see that because it really shake things up a bit, So that's what I think, Russell.
No, I'm with you on that one. I'd rather see Serena Deeb as the champion than Thunder Rosa. But unfortunately, I'm kind of in agreement that it's probably not going to happen yet because Thunder Rosa hasn't had the championship for very long. But I agree that Serena Deeb is the stronger wrestler out of the two. So, it could happen. Stranger things have happened. So let's see what they do with it. I think the match has been booked for the pay-per-view, hasn't it? Double or Nothing.
I think so, yeah.
So, let's see what happens.
Right then, so on to the main event now.
Yeah.
God blimey. I want impressed with this, a lot of problems with this event, this main event, really. I don't know where to start, really. First of all, Deonna Purrazzo. To me, she's probably in the top 2 or 3 women wrestlers in the world. I think, quite easily actually. The Kenny Omega of the women's division of women's wrestling in I think, they brought her in, on a TV show, on a debut, not even pay-per-view. Like, literally, Deonna Purrazzo is better than virtually every single woman in AEW, in my opinion. I think, really. Certainly right now she is. Bringing her in against Mercedes Martinez, who is a heel. Deonna Purrazzo is a heel as well.
Yeah.
This is again stupid booking where nobody's doing anything at all. The crowd was dead, but it was because they were both heels again. They didn't really want to cheer for anyone because they're both heels. You've wasted literally one of the best women wrestlers in the world on a TV show, and you've jobbed her out. Just this is exactly how you don't book stars. If you wanted, if you only had her for one match, put her on pay-per-view and put her against one of your top names, not against some woman who's mid-card. Just ridiculous, stupidness. She didn't look into it either. Deonna Purrazzo didn't look like she was into it. The match was poor. The crowd was dead. The booking was shit. This was terrible. Absolute. And to be honest, if you had a talent like this, you think, right, let's get her on pay-per-view, put her against, I don't know, Britt Baker, Deeb, someone like that, it'd be a really good match. But honestly, I don't know what we're doing again. I don't, I would love to see the conversation around whoever's booking this fucking bullshit, because no fucking thought at all. Honestly, you've just wasted literally one of the best talents in women's wrestling, and you've not even jobbed her out to anyone decent. like a mid-card woman. So even if she did want to come to AEW again, is she going to even be bothered? I don't think so. So what a rubbish. I was looking forward to this match a bit, thinking, I'd like to see Donna Purrazzo. Then I realised, actually, she's fighting another heel. Really. I mean, I suppose they're trying to put her over Mercedes as being a face, but she isn't. Yeah, really, what a wasted opportunity. You've got a pay-per-view around the corner in a few weeks.
Yeah.
Just honestly, nobody's thinking at all. Nobody's thinking. A woman who's literally a champion I don't know if she's currently a champion. She was a champion a few weeks ago in 2 different promotions. She was Impact World's champion. She was Ring of Honor World champion, and she was AAA Reigns champion within the last month or 2.
Yeah.
And you've just done that. Just incredible. Incredible. I couldn't get over it watching it. I just thought, what am I watching here? What am I watching? Honestly, somebody explain to me why you've done this. If she's just coming in for one match, then fine, do a pay-per-view. But get her beaten by someone who's a star. What are you doing? Honestly, right. I can't say any more, Russell. I just can't understand it.
I couldn't. Sorry, go on.
Sorry, no, carry on. I can't understand it.
I couldn't agree more. You've literally said everything that needs to be said. Senseless booking. I'm with you. I don't get it either. I thought this was a piss poor main event. Ridiculous decisions by whoever put this thing together. Don't get it. Just didn't make any sense. Are they seriously trying to expect the fans to think or believe that Mercedes Martinez is a better wrestler than Deonna Purrazzo? Because she's not. Sorry. Deonna should have won this match. I personally feel that this match should never have been booked in the first place, especially with what they did with it. Yeah, not good at all. For me, one of, if not the weakest main event that Dynamite's ever presented. And it pains me to say that because I still think that AEW is probably the best wrestling promotion out there at the moment. But these decisions just don't make any sense. I don't understand.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd be interested to hear what you say when we get around to giving a rating for the show.
Yeah, well, I mean, back on the Deonna Purrazzo thing, yeah. I really like Deonna Purrazzo, and I think she's a very, very, very good wrestler. One of the best, I think. But
definitely.
You've just what you've done here is just nonsensical in every way. If you've only got one match, I say, put her against someone decent if you're going to do that. But it makes AEW look stupid because this woman, like I say, from a month ago, held 3 world titles. It's just ridiculous. It's just absolutely, utterly ridiculous. So, on about this Forbidden Door. What a waste of time that is. This is like the top woman in the world that they've just managed to get for one match, and this is the best they can do. Well, I don't know. Anyway, yeah. So there was something last week which I really hated as well. I can't remember what it was now, but it was something that I really didn't like. This I really hated this. Really, just stupidness. Stupid. Yeah. So have you got a thought about star rating on this show then, Russell?
Probably no more than 2.5 at best. Yeah, I liked the Rey Fenix versus Dante Martin match. But apart from that, there wasn't really anything on this show which really grabbed my attention or sustained my interest. And the main event just, for me, brings my rating for this week down. So,
yeah. No, I don't disagree with that. The only thing on the card that was half decent was the lightweight match. The main event was just terrible. And I've already explained why it's terrible. So don't like the Combat Club. I'm getting bored of this now. I'm getting bored of seeing him really useless every week. Thought Bobby Fish, Jeff Hardy was okay as a match.
Yeah.
We're in the weird Twilight Malachi Black Twilight zone again, where nothing makes sense ever again. That doesn't make sense. The only thing, as I say, that for one match and maybe the other Jeff Hardy match, nothing. There wasn't even anything interesting on the show, really. To me, Wardlow was always interesting, but there wasn't anything really that sort of like, whoa, that's nothing, no interview that like, whoa, standout interview or anything either. So, yeah, 2.5. And if it weren't for the lightweight match, it'd be less than that.
Yeah.
So, and I think this might be the second week running. It's got 2.5 now. And it's not because necessarily the matches were terrible. It's just that the people booking the show don't know what they're doing. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Really ridiculous, stupid ideas. Not thinking. Whoever's booking the show, if it's Tony Khan, then he's got too much on. He's taking the eye off the ball. If it ain't Tony Khan, then I'd potentially be firing them, whoever they are, because you've just ruined a main event again. And I think, it's not the first time a main event's been absolute trash as well. So really, really, really poor again. Very poor show, I think, overall.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that we turn a corner, but I don't know. Seems like I think the direction since AEW started has gone downhill. I don't think it's got better. I think when we started off with, they had a lot less talent at the start, but I think thing made more sense. It doesn't make any sense now. So there we go. So 2.5 for both of us then, Russell, on that.
Yeah.
Any final comments before we log off today?
Not that I can think of. Just that I hope that this week's show is an improvement on the last 2 weeks' offerings, because it needs to be. Yeah, that's all really.
Yeah. So right then, we'll log off then. So we'll see you next time on the AEW Dynamite review.
Bye.